This is my 300,000 mile Toyota Tacoma. It's a 2004 model with the automatic transmission, two-wheel drive with the TRD package, which has the differential locker. I just bought this truck a couple weeks ago. It's been a California truck its whole life. Not a lot of rust, just some surface rust underneath the frame here, but all is well in terms of the chassis. No crazy rust issues as it was a California owned vehicle. So I'm just gonna give you a quick look around of the exterior of the truck. The exterior is pretty good. There's a couple dings here, which is expected here for a 20-year-old truck. Got the tailgate here in pretty good condition. We got a ding there. This was a work truck. I think some of these components will probably need some like lubrication here. They're kind of binding a bit. Yeah, so this truck was owned by a person that was like a pool technician. So they took care of residential pools. So I think the majority of its life it just had buckets of chlorine and other tools and stuff that like nets that are being used for that profession. The right side of the body pretty clean, no really major dents. Pretty good. Need to do something with this antenna. It looks like I don't know if there's like an antenna mast in here. I have to take a look at it. Something going on with this light here. Here's the front end. You can see there's a little bit of rust on the hood, some bubbling of the paint, not too bad. And there's a huge gap here. So must have hit something, or there's like a bent bracket where the bumper sits on. Need to take a look at that. All in all, it's in pretty good condition exterior wise. It just needs a good wash, and the paint's just a little bit oxidized. I tried to polish a little bit of it, so you can see where I compounded some of this here, so it's coming out nice and shiny. All right, let me show you the interior of the truck. I'm still doing some work on it right now. I am doing putting some Tundra brake calipers on it. I just put it on yesterday on the fronts there. When I first got the truck, the brakes were horrible. So I just took this opportunity to put some better calipers on it. I put a new brake master cylinder on it as well, and also rear brake shoes. So right now I have this piece of wood jammed against the brake pedal to just make sure I'm not dripping any brake fluid. I have the lines disconnected. So looking at the door panel, kind of see this is kind of wobbly here. Might need to get if I can find a new door panel, I think I might just buy that, or we'll see how good this cleans up. This interior needs a very deep clean. Got some, I think this is pretty common to break off, and you can find these online pretty readily available. Yeah, it's pretty gross in here. Not horrible, not horrible. Steering wheel has seen better days. I got a replacement steering wheel that I'm going to put in here. I think a lot of folks, what they'll do is they'll actually get not aftermarket. You can put like a steering wheel off like a Corolla or a Silica in here, but they're just too expensive. I think the airbag, if you want to buy the airbag with them, they just become very expensive. So I just ended up just getting the steering wheel. I'm going to put the bag on it from this truck. I took some of the knobs apart here. I am going to start kind of replacing some of the bulbs here. You can see some of the bulbs here don't work anymore, as well as the instrument cluster. I can't, like at night, I can't even read the fuel gauge because there's the lights behind it's burned out. Looking at the roof here, some weird wire dangling, looks like a microphone. Some goo here. Looks like there's taped up. Yeah, interior needs a little bit of love. I think I've seen a couple of videos online. I think this is pretty common. There's some like shift bushings underneath that you have to replace. Yeah. I didn't even know this opened up. What do we have in here? This is the remote for the stereo. A couple fuses and stuff. Passenger seat, not too bad. There is like a rattle in here. So when you're driving the truck, the whole seat is shaking back and forth, and it's a little annoying. So I need to see what's causing that. I can if I press down on the seat while I'm driving it, it definitely stops rattling. Let's take a look at the back here. The back here, pretty good condition. Just need to be shampooed a bit. Not bad. Doesn't look like he uses space very much to keep his tools. Yeah, all in all, not too bad. Just needs a deep clean. The driver's seat actually is probably the worst. You know, it's torn right here. And then, yeah, needs some torn. The foam might be okay in here, actually. Actually, the foam, I think it might be torn. Has this little mat here. But yeah. That's the interior for this truck. All in all, I think it was a pretty good deal. I didn't really pay too much for it. Paid about $2,900 for this truck. It runs great. It has 308,000 miles. Yeah, 308,518. I would give you a cold start right now, but I have my piece of wood jam against the pedal, and I'm afraid that once I start it's gonna sink in and my brake fluid's gonna leak. So I will give you a cold start in a bit. I think what I'll do is let me pop up the hood, see what we got under here. Alright, so this is the engine here. It's pretty dirty. Here's the new master cylinder I just popped in the other day. Not a lot of seepages up here. Just needs to have a good deep clean. I think the owner told me this somehow blew off, so he taped it shut. So I need to see what's going on with that. Yeah, not too bad. It just needs a good clean. It's like a ground cable that's broken off. Let's take a look underneath the truck. Okay. Looking underneath the truck, the first thing I noticed is that this whole area here is pretty wet and greasy. And the other day what I did was I unclipped this boot here, this clamp, shifted it over because I have a suspicion that this rack is leaking. You can see this oil everywhere, and what actually happened is when I kind of press this boot in, there's some fluid that just started dribbling out. So these seals inside are leaking, so I have to get a new steering rack for this. This is pretty common from what I've been told. I think they run about 600 bucks new, so I'll be popping that in. There's just some, I don't know if that's seepage or it's just hard to say. That maybe there was some oil leaks at some time that the previous owner fixed, but there's just some of this oil dirt mixture just just all over the place, even here. But looking at the transmission is pretty dry. I don't see any leakages here. Yeah, I need to inspect these joints. When I do put the truck in drive and reverse, I can hear a little thud coming from the rear end. So I think some of these, one or more of these U-joints might be bad. But all in all, it's not too horrible here. I've done an oil change. This is probably the original fuel filter. The previous owner didn't really do much service to the truck. But yeah, so far I've just done an oil change and I've done a transmission, a drain and refill of the truck. And I've done the front brakes, new calipers, and rear brake shoes. And I will be doing the ball joints next. I am waiting for upper and lower ball joints for the to replace. I've ordered them from Toyota. I know that from what I've been told, you don't want to go aftermarket with these because they fail, because there's just a design issue from, I think, from Toyota. I think when they did the engineering on these trucks, those lower ball joints they can fail, and when they fail, it can be pretty catastrophic. You can damage a bunch of components here because your wheel will actually go like that. And one of the things that I noticed about this truck is when I actually brake and turn, I can feel something in the front end like shifting back and forth. So I don't know what that is. It could be the ball joints. So this thing needs a complete suspension rebuild. That right there is probably the original 300,000 mile shock absorber. So I got some new Bilsteins that are sitting inside that I need to pop on here. But all in all, the engine runs great, the transmission shifts great. So it just needs these kind of maintenance items that the previous owner didn't really take care of. But all in all, I paid $2,900 for this truck, and I think it's a pretty good deal, considering the fact that rust is the main killer of these trucks. But yeah, I will give you a cold start a little bit later after I get done with these brakes. But yeah, this is what to expect with a 300,000 mile truck, work truck. Yeah, I'm gonna spend the next couple weekends kind of fixing this thing up. All right, thanks for watching.